Okay, where did we leave off? Miss Faye, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Okay. Have you ever put salt in your coffee? I actually have once. It was at the school cafeteria, and I put salt instead of sugar in my coffee. It may actually go better with coffee than sugar, right? No. My point is, if you're not sure, you might as well add a ton of salt to it, right? It might bring out the rust in something, like a piece of evidence. I know salt is an electrolyte, which is sometimes why you need salt in order to hydrate, even though it sounds, contradictory. Okay, great. Armando, whatever. Isn't his name Diego? His last name is Armando, right? Hold on. R, profiles. Yes. Everybody else goes by their first name, but he goes by his last name. In the, in the little pop-up with the dialogue. Okay. Which statement do we want to... Okay, let's do a little bit of this. A killer not wanting his victim to be found, I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Well, what is it? Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. Look at this photo. Okay, sorry. There's the river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at that same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water. Bet your boots? What is this? Mary Poppins? I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye, but I must admit it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river. Ooh! Can I go back to doing my stupid voice for Melissa? It was so much fun. Or quote-unquote Melissa, we should say. Because she's definitely not another character, no siree. My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this ain't Breaking Bad. No, sorry. I was gonna make a joke about Breaking Bad and the way they dissolve the body in acid. Oh, excuse me. Miss Faye, it seems that your assertion is without merit What? Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us. Ugh. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. I'll try. All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again. I hope you don't mean me. Alright, I'll do my best. Oh, right, stupid voice. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Okay, we did all this. He's mewing again. He's mogging us. He's jester maxing and jester gooning. Okay. By the way, I wouldn't put salt in my coffee. Yeah, go figure. Alright, let's do a little bit of this. Right? No. Shit, was that the wrong photo? Seriously. The other photo? Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Fay? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? Yes, and? It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. You see what I mean? Oh, yeah. There's a cliff in the way. Ah, that's right, Miss Foster. You've fostered a thing. Bananas Foster? I don't know. I couldn't make a good pun on Foster in time. Except for that cartoon that I didn't watch as a kid. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. That's kind of a freaky show. I remember seeing, like, snippets of it, like, you know, on the TV whenever I would go to the dentist or some other place where they had a TV. But I'm making it sound like I didn't have a TV as a kid. Anyway, I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't watch. Wash? Doesn't wash? Is that a thing people say? I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. Yes, it does kind of look like the rock. The rock. The rock! But you still claim to have been able to see the rock. I'm the rock. I'm Dwayne Johnson. I'm the rock. Order in the court. What is the meaning of all this ballyhoo? What's all this hubbubalub? Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. And also, hubbubalub is not a word. The fact that the... okay. I'm going too fast for myself. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure that you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it. Oh, you mean she watched the news and she was like, oh yeah, that definitely happened to me. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eye. Yeah, but like, I don't know what the psychologist term for that is, but like, oh, trauma, your memory gets all mixed up. I think I must have remembered things wrong. Hey, wait a minute, you can't just say that. Miss Fay, no one on the face of the planet is except Donald Trump. No. To err is human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. What? That's not fair. Ha! Save the tears for later, kitten. Mr. Armando. Don't look back until the trial is over. Now's the time to go forward. But that wasn't fair. Okay, kitten, you need to relax. Then, you need to remember. The other kitten's testimony. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk? How did she know that he broke into the trunk? Well, witness, well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk, because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain there were scratch marks from when he broke into it. What? Let me see that photo. It's true. You mean at the top there? Okay. Huh. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Fay, are you satisfied? The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. What she just said. Is there a contradiction in there somewhere? Well, there has to be. Melissa Foster, It looks like you're finally betrayed yourself. You said you were in a field taking photos of wild flowers, but even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally, I finally got her. Ha! I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Fay explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was... We're gonna be taking a pretty big gamble with this one, but I think it's gonna pay off. There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches. Yes, what is it? Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. Man, it must have taken some balls to say that. Oh my god. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was you, Melissa Foster, quote unquote. That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk... Right. What did they say earlier, that he took the car, he stole the car from like a young couple at a traffic stop or whatever? Which means that the key would have already been in the car, yeah. I don't drive, and even I know that, so... Well, it's kind of basic knowledge, so... It would be pretty embarrassing if I didn't know it. Oh my god, I'm yawning. I'm yawning. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we would have never uncovered the truth. It couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk. No! Preposterous to even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could have only been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know that at the time she was taking photographs. Now's your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying... The shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Right, because it has a timer function. Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she had brought this camera just to take this picture. It's possible. What are you trying to say then, Miss Fay? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? That's certainly possible. Exactly, she was not in the field. Okay, here's the critical moment. Thank you, Diego, you're just confirming. In answering that question... Sorry, I was distracted by Diego's sexy earrings. Well then, please answer this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred? Let's try it. Naturally, the witness was right here. But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. Order, Miss Fay, what on earth? Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim. How asinine. Of course Mr. Falls met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is that same man who killed her, Terry Falls. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was Melissa Foster dressed as her. Excuse me. It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. I feel like every Ace Attorney case has something like this. Somebody dressed up as somebody else does the old switcheroo, and it's like, it's always the silliest thing. It's the most complicated thing, but, I mean, that's kind of this game's whole trademark. Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. That sounds like a bluegrass band. A Foggy Mountain boys. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne. Because he didn't know what she looked... No. Hi, glitch detector. He didn't know what she looked like. That's why the whole thing about the blue scarf. Or white scarf, or whatever. Yeah, exactly. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne had looked like. That was a three-pointer. That would have taken 3 points off it if it was a penalty. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely, this muddy scarf right here. That's what he needed. It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's what's already been proven by the note the victim left. See, I can do upper class British and quote-unquote lower class. Both of them. Not just one or the other. Not just the Harry Potter English accent. Because a lot of people, when they do, I can do a British accent, they only do, like, the upper class English accent. No! Oh, she vanished. She straight up vanished like a boo in Mario. Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. In the Roblox lobby? It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question is, why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Ha! Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess.